What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you've all been having a great week, and I hope you've all had a great Friday so far. If you have, then I would love to hear all about it. So while you're here, just head down to the comments, let me know how your day is going, and of course, if you're new, then let me be the first to welcome you to the Gruz Gang, and I hope that you stick around. Be sure to like, and be sure to subscribe. So let's go ahead and get this going. A couple of days ago, I think it was a couple of days ago, I saw a tweet from HIDIVE. Now, if you're a fan of anime, then you already know everything there is to know about HIDIVE. They're a streaming service that pretty much streams exclusive Sentai anime that is licensed and distributed by Sentai, streams on HIDIVE. And a few years ago, they made an arrangement. They had a partner arrangement with VRV that allowed HIDIVE to come in as one of their sub channels that you could, if you had a subscription to VRV, then you kind of had this big, huge access to a large library of other streaming providers, okay? It was actually kind of a cool concept. Now, before that, Funimation had been in a similar partnership with VRV, but then they stepped out and HIDIVE stepped in. And it seemed like a really great shoe-in because there was a lot of skepticism about HIDIVE as a streaming platform. And so since a lot of people already had a subscription to VRV, it kind of made sense. You know, you had access to the HIDIVE, the Sentai stuff. I've been a subscriber and I've been a member of HIDIVE since literally like the first couple of weeks that they've been a thing. So I've been there since the streaming site was in beta, essentially. Now, a couple of days ago, I said this tweet went out. HIDIVE makes an announcement. So September 8, 2021, HIDIVE provides a service update. And it says, today, HIDIVE announced it will exit its channel partner arrangement with VRV to enable HIDIVE to focus on its owned and operated platforms. Now, there's a quotation here that says, while we have greatly enjoyed our channel partnership and our nearly 3-year run with VRV, it's time for HIDIVE to refocus our efforts toward HIDIVE owned and operated services, said HIDIVE president and founder John Ledford, who I do believe is also the founder, owner, CEO, executive, lord and conqueror of Sentai. So take that how you will. HIDIVE will continue, the quote continues, HIDIVE will continue to stream the anime fans love most while expanding HIDIVE's ability to reach fans however they choose to consume that exciting content. I'm not really sure what that means. While expanding HIDIVE's ability to reach fans however they choose to consume that exciting content. There's really only a few ways to consume anime, you know, physical media or streaming media. Since its founding in 2017, HIDIVE has streamed anime to suit a host of genres and tastes, including fan favorites such as Food Wars, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Akame ga Kill, and the Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon franchise. HIDIVE streams the latest and greatest in simulcasts, live-action projects, and gems from the past, along with an ever-expanding selection of English-dubbed material. Fans who discovered HIDIVE's content through VRV can continue to enjoy their favorite titles on HIDIVE by visiting, they give a link here, which is basically hidive.com/signup, where they can experience their first 14 days of HIDIVE free of charge. Current VRV subscribers with an a la carte HIDIVE subscription will receive an email from VRV with a direct link to the HIDIVE sign-up form. For more information on upcoming shows, visit HIDIVE at www.hidive.com. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, and they give some links to their social media, but, you know, again, if you're a huge fan of HIDIVE, you probably already follow them on their social media platforms. Okay, so I'm assuming they didn't really go into a lot of details about this, But I'm assuming that if you already have a subscription with VRV, then you can transfer that. They didn't say any. They didn't use that word. They didn't say transfer. They just said you'll get an email from VRV with a direct link to the HIDIVE sign up form. So I'm going to assume that it's going to be one or the other. Now, because they didn't say you automatically get a subscription to HIDIVE, because remember, VRV is its own subscription service. I'm thinking you might just lose. It might just go away, and if you want it, then VRV is going to give you this sign-up form where you can now subscribe to HIDIVE. Now, is that fair? Sort of, because, well, you signed up for VRV. You didn't exclusively sign up for HIDIVE. And so if HIDIVE steps out, then they're no longer under the umbrella of VRV. If you continue to want that service, you're going to have to pay the $4 or $5 a month. It makes sense. But again, nowhere did they say you will continue your subscription with HIDIVE. It'd be nice, maybe if they gave everyone like a 3-month pass or something, and let them slowly transition themselves away from HIDIVE. It would have been a nice gesture. Let's just say that. Nice gesture. Even a month of free service for HIDIVE would have been a great gesture. But that's just me. I'm not John Ledford. I don't make that kind of decision. So let's talk about HIDIVE, and let's talk about Sentai for just a second. Sentai and HIDIVE have sort of been mutually exclusive to one another. There are things that are on HIDIVE that I've yet to see on Sentai. So I really don't know what sort of back-end deals some shows have when it comes to Sentai as far as getting a home video release. But I do know most of the shows, about 98 to 99% of the shows that are on HIDIVE are going to be in the Sentai home video library. It's as a ballpark number, of course. I mean, there are some shows that are streaming on HIDIVE that I wish would get a home video release, like the second sequel to Umaru-chan. I think I pronounced that correctly. Also, the You're Under Arrest series is streaming on HIDIVE. I would love to see a remaster of that, and I would love to see that get a home video release version, but it's not happening. There are shows that they do have that Sentai has not given a physical release to. So, and I'm really curious. Every season, it feels like, HIDIVE just is teetering on the brink of what the F, because every anime season, Funimation comes in, Crunchyroll comes in, even Viz, I think, manages to snag more anime than Sentai or HIDIVE. And even some of the shows that HIDIVE does stream, sometimes they're already streamed across other platforms as well. Like, you can see a few of the shows also on Crunchyroll, and I think the Bokuben, was it Bokuben, or was it I think that was it. I think you could also watch it on Funimation. So it's like HIDIVE really doesn't have much exclusivity every season. Maybe one or two shows, and I'm really, for the last year or two, I've been dumbfounded as to how HIDIVE and even Sentai can stay in business if they don't aggressively pursue some new anime. And you can't just keep riding the popularity and the success of shows like Food Wars and Legend of the Galactic Come on, Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Did that $700 box set actually make that much money? And is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? I mean, really? These are the goose that lay the golden eggs? I don't know. I would love to know how HIDIVE and Sentai stay in business. And with HIDIVE leaving VRV to quote-unquote focus on expanding HIDIVE owned and operated platforms. Come on, really? What does HIDIVE own besides HIDIVE? What they mean is, I think what they should say is focus on expanding John Ledford owned and operated platforms. So I'm really kind of confused. I would have thought that VRV was just kind of a great handshake between two platforms that would keep people interested in HIDIVE. And with every few months, Sentai having some massive sale, I really don't know how they're not biting the bullet on a lot of stuff. I mean, really, I can't fathom how Sentai or HIDIVE stays in business. But you know what? Whatever they're doing, it is obviously working. And I'm not dogging HIDIVE. I'm not trying to be overly critical of Sentai. I'm legit confused, and I'm legit curious as to how they can do this every season and not be more actively, aggressively pursuing new shows. I want more shows to go to HIDIVE. I prefer, and this is just me, I prefer HIDIVE and I prefer most about what they do. I prefer a lot of their subtitles. I prefer their handling of anime. I prefer it to a lot of other streaming services. If I had to choose, I would say Crunchyroll is passable, but I would much rather watch the same stuff on HIDIVE. There it is. And that's just me. Okay, downvote if you must. But that's just me. So I really do wish that HIDIVE would refocus their efforts on not expanding their operation, just expanding their content. That's what I was really hoping was going to be in the letter. It's like, look, if they had said, look, we're growing so big that we can't be contained by the likes of VRV, I would have been like, oh yeah, let's do this. But I didn't really get that vibe either. So it's a big question mark, followed by another question mark, followed by a big, fat, massive, huh? And I'm really curious. I would really like to know. I'm hoping that whatever these owned and operated platforms are, that it's successful. I mean, I've been with HIDIVE since they started. When did they say they started? 2017. I'm grandfathered in. I started my paid subscription during the beta at a reduced rate, and I got to keep it. You know, I can't unsubscribe or else I'll lose it. Maybe that's the incentive for not quitting. But I'm a big supporter. I'm always going to support them. I just really want to see them succeed, and I'm not. Unless there's something really fantastic going on behind the scenes, I'm not entirely convinced that leaving VRV is the right call. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I guess only time will tell. But I'd love to get your take on this. What is your opinion on HIDIVE, HIDIVE Anime, Sentai HIDIVE, Sentai John Ledford HIDIVE, the whole, triangle of, or the trifecta of what is Sentai Filmworks? Put all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think this means. Let me know if you have any theories or speculation about what the future could be for HIDIVE. Do you even watch HIDIVE? I'd love to know that too. And if you do, what are some of the reasons why you do? And if you prefer it or if you don't, I'd love to get all of that discussion happening in the comments. So yeah, head down there, let me know your thoughts on it, and we'll get some conversation going. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then be sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you are new, subscribe for more. If you'd like to help support the channel, then you can head over to my Patreon, where you can donate. You can pledge as little as $1. I'll get a coffee, and then I'll get right back to work making more great content for everyone. Have an amazing day. Keep being awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.